Zach,
All right,
what
it's now
question of the
time
day?
for the week. What is this now? 6 fantasy show. Let's start out by discussing the trades these past few days. We had two big ones. One just a little earlier, and then one that led to this trade. So yesterday, we had Jamar Chase, Mike Boone, Eno Benjamin, Tyler Higbee being traded to who was this? Who's no CTE? Zombie? So he traded
Okay,
them,
golfer is
and
definitely high. I'm
what?
putting.
Okay, Zombie, this is a terrible trade offer. Go fuck yourself.
Get the fuck out of here,
Jesus
too.
Christ.
Talking about fucking terrible trade-off.
How is
Zach,
it
I
a-
can't hear you all the way down there in the standings.
Fuck
Zach,
you, bitch.
Who
golfer
is
is high.
Slaps? No, it's
Golfer,
Slaps and
control your
Zombie.
party
I'm
right
trying
now.
to figure out who's the trade person was. All right, so Slaps got Jamar Chase, Mike Boone, Eno Benjamin, and Tyler Higbee, and Zombie got Njoku, CeeDee Lamb, Brian Robinson, and Derek Carr. I think it's pretty fair for the most part. Brian Robinson obviously is a hot commodity, even though he hasn't even took a single snap, and all he's got done so far this year is get shot. So, yeah, Zombie comments on this trade. You've already traded away Jamar Chase.
Wait,
So.
why he played on Sunday?
Oh, he
He
already
didn't
played?
do shit.
Oh, what did he do?
Like 3 points or something.
Oh, okay, well, then even worse than getting shot. He got 3 points. Zombie, your comments on the trade.
I raped Craig.
No, you didn't.
Whoa. Okay.
He
I
likes to
agree.
think he rapes everyone, but you've
Even
never
though-
Wait.
raped him.
How are you gonna say you raped him when you already traded away 2 out of the 4 players that you got in that trade?
Whoa. Doesn't mean I didn't rape someone else.
Oh, so you okay.
means I got
Okay.
back to back. I got the back to back veterans.
Okay, alright. I'm still trying to figure out where is...
Did I get a say on that trade?
Yes, go ahead, Slaps, comments.
Well, you see,
No comment.
considering, I mean, I do think I got the better end of the deal on that trade. But leading on to the most recent trade, the fact that I have turned Brian Robinson, Derek Carr, David Njoku, and CeeDee Lamb into Tyler Higbee, DK Metcalf, and Joe Mixon, I'd say I've done pretty well on that.
Okay, so really, yeah, because the second trade that was just made before the show, Melvin Gordon, Mike Boone, Ezekiel Elliott, and Chase go to Zach. Zach trades away Mixon, DK, and injured Damian Harris. So you're
if
saying
the audience out there is caring, it was 1% win for the first trade by Slash.
for who? Oh, okay. So Slaps had a win in the first trade. And then what was the numbers for the second one? Not that.
I
cares
get
about your
minus
numbers.
3.4%.
The one today. The one
Yes.
today.
Yes.
Minus 3% to Zach.
Whoa, that's
So in
not
total,
That's a
no,
negative
minus
2%.
3% win. Minus 3. Yeah. So minus 2 in total to Slaps.
All
Wait,
right,
what
Zach,
percent
your
was
comments on that? A 1%.
I got
Oh, you
plus
lost
three.
by one.
Yeah,
Not
we're
minus.
talking about Pusa's numbers here again. Like,
Oh.
Pusa, you said the wrong thing. I got.
I feel
plus
like
three.
with these numbers,
Yeah, that's what
anyone
I'm
only
saying,
cares
Zach.
about the
That's what I
numbers
said.
when they're benefiting in their favor. But as soon as you make a trade and the numbers are against it,
Yep.
people
Thank
say,
you,
"Oh,
golfer.
these numbers are
Thank
horrible."
you, golfer.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
Meanwhile, when Pussy sends me the numbers in our trade negotiations, he acts like I'm supposed to take those
for
some type
example,
of
right?
worth, which I
You're the only
immediately throw
person
out
that
the window.
Pusa's
really.
numbers-
And Zombie shits on my numbers, but
Yes.
everybody
Pusa's
else.
numbers,
Don't send me your
realistically-
numbers in trade negotiations. I'm just gonna ask for even more than to make your numbers even bigger not in your favor.
Then I won't. Trade.
Okay.
Pusa's numbers, realistically, don't take into consideration the fact that Damien Harris is injured. So
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
They
Yes,
definitely
do.
don't take into
They do.
consideration Waller's injured, based on what I saw today in those numbers.
Waller
Yeah,
should
yeah,
have
they
negative
still-
value at this rate.
Waller's the 4th ranked tight end. Rest is
Yeah, I'm sure.
wait, there was a trade. Wait, what? There was a trade earlier.
No, me and him were negotiating for Waller,
Ah,
and he was
So,
throwing his
what?
numbers at me
So
for why
here,
it was bad.
Damian Harris, according to my numbers, I'll pull it up right now. You can continue talking.
Okay, pull it up. All right. Anyone else have any final says on these trades? Zach, you haven't really said anything. You
He
traded
is,
away
according
Mixon.
to the numbers,
Jesus.
running back 94.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, let's see how they play out this weekend.
So
I would like
Well,
to say about my trade that those negotiations were very short and very,
oh,
very
so
sweet.
Slaps gave what you wanted then, huh?
just like the rest of your
It
It
season.
happened within about
Exactly
5
what
minutes.
I
to be honest.
wanted.
Zach, are you
I
worried
wanted
at all that you
to know.
traded for the 2 Denver running backs and there's still a third one out there that might vulture
Lat
30%
Murray,
of the
lol.
carries?
Lol.
Yes.
No, the 2 Denver boys are the stars of the show, and especially
Okay, but
one
which
of them.
one's
who
going to
doesn't
be the
fumble.
star each week? Because you're only
The
going to
guy
start
who
one.
doesn't fumble. So
Oh, okay.
also,
And I mean, you got your boy Jamar Chase back after 1 week, so you lost 4 games without him. So then you trade, or you lost 5 games, or yeah, you lost 4 games with him, and then lost 1 without him. So you decided to trade back for him to lose 4 more, or what?
also, I would like to say they're all on the board.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
I'm sure they are, Zach.
Okay.
Except for T, because
Yeah.
he has absolutely no value in his.
Okay.
I'm sure I don't.
All right. Looking at the results from this past week, we starting with
85
my,
points.
starting with my matchup with Team Chasing Dubs, who is still chasing his first dub. I guess you could leave the team name now that you got Chase back, even though you still are chasing a dub. You might want to change it to Team Still Chasing a Dub. But 0-5 as he falls to me. I pick up my first win on the year to move to 1-4. 85 to 109. Not really much of a close contest as Jared Goff laid a complete egg for Zach, his quarterback, after trading away Kyler Murray. He was searching for quarterbacks, and he chose the wrong one this week. Damian Harris also got hurt in the game, so that hurt him from getting any value. Ramondre Stevenson took over and looked really good. Mixon just did average. Average D was back at it. Thank God I traded away Average D because he has one good game and then goes back to being average. Then DK Metcalf was about the only bright spot. Him and Goddard. The big thing that could have made this a little closer was Zach left some points on the bench. Obviously, he didn't start Geno Smith, who had a way better game than Goff. And Devontae Smith going up against Jalen Hurts on my side. I thought for sure he would play both his Philly boys. And instead he chose Garrett Wilson over Devontae Smith, and that seemed to be a mistake. Still, let's see. If you play Geno, that's another 20 points or 19 points to your total. And then if you play Devontae, that's another, let's say, I'll call it 13 points. So 13 and 19. What's that? 22.
No,
32.
no.
32.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck!
Yep, you would have won. So mistakes are costly every week on who to start and sit. You chose the wrong one. On my side, obviously, I love Gabe Davis on the bench with 32 huge points, so that was a big yikes. Other than that, my team had some bright spots with Jeff Wilson looking good. Obviously, the people I traded for looked decent. Everybody else looked very average. So squeaking by, getting the win, I'll take it. We move on to next week. Get the first win under my belt is always a good thing. Moving on to the second matchup of last week, we had Pook versus Slaps. And Slaps comes back on Monday night with his boy Devontae I Assault People Adams and gets the big win on a long touchdown pass towards the end of the game to win him the matchup against Pook, 132 to 140, huge high scoring matchup to move to 3-2. Big win. Slaps, go ahead. I know you have a lot to say on it.
Well. Here we are, week after my big matchup with Pook, and what do you know? My prediction was right. Not quite 20 points, I will admit.
Yeah, 8.
Not quite 20 points. However, the prediction was right. I took him to the cleaners, or should I say, the Raiders took him to the cleaners. Hook, you bitch, you got fucked. Enjoy the layoff. I will see you next year.
Oh.
Wow. Wait, what about in the playoffs? You're not going to see him in the playoffs?
Not making the playoffs.
Oh my God, he's not making the playoffs.
Wow.
Wow. Strong statement there. Any thoughts on the GOAT, Daniel Carlson? 16 huge points for you as well on Monday
Absolute
night.
goat.
To
Untradeable. My Raiders
Came
boys
from a
are
fucking kicker.
untradeable.
Oh, he's
I almost
untradeable.
canceled
Wow.
the trade.
He is
He ain't as good as Tuck.
untradeable. Wow. Okay.
16 from the fucking.
Yeah, two really good weeks for both these teams. Unfortunate one had to lose. I'm sure Pook will rebound, but still, good performance, good matchup. Came down to the very end, and Devontae Adams, like a star player does, came through with two big plays to
Too
win the game.
bad he'll be suspended.
Yeah, he'll probably be suspended after this bye week, so you might be without him for a couple weeks. Slaps.
Unlucky
Any
Slaps.
comments on the assault after the game?
Yes, Kansas City boys are bitches. Guys from Missouri.
Lock him up.
are
Lock him up for 180
absolute-
days.
I wish that would
Lock
have been
him
Patrick
up.
Mahomes.
The guy fell on
what's
his
his name?
arse and ended up filing a police report
Yeah,
saying,
minor
"Oh,
concussion.
hell."
Minor concussion and
even hit his head.
whiplash.
Didn't even hurt
Yes,
his
he
head.
did. The
He
whiplash
should've
back.
put Jackson Mahomes. That would have
Guy
been fucking crazy.
is a bitch, and if how the police have allowed him to file a
Are
report?
you worried that he
after
might be
looking at
locked
that
up
footage?
for 180 days? He'd miss a lot more than 1 week if he was
No,
locked up for
because I would
180
hope-
days.
Because I would hope that the trial will show that footage and realize that the boy has got a pussy in between his legs and not
Well,
a cock.
In this country, luckily for you, Devontae Adams is innocent until proven guilty. But that
Hey,
footage
I mean,
does not look
do we
good.
know his pronouns? Do we know the microphone guy pronouns? I mean, Slabs, come on. How are you going to assume
He's
that he
a
had
they
cock?
them. He is a
come
they
on.
them.
Okay.
They
All right,
them
move-
vegan feminist. That's all he
Okay.
is.
All right, you're saying he's a
Oliver, we're gonna have to
liberal,
cut
huh?
that out
Oh
of it.
God.
Cut
Oh,
that
God.
out. Cut that.
All right, moving on to the next matchup of the last week. We had
I heard
Matt
Bruce
versus
is a
Tyler
favorite.
in the biggest blowout of the week.
No.
Tyler's team looking phenomenal,
Oh, wait, yes.
5-0, 181 points last week to Matt's 94. Matt's team came back down to earth after 2 good weeks. Looked pretty bad on Tyler's side. I mean, everybody performed on Tyler's team. 35 from Eckler, 35 from Leonard Fournette. When you're getting 70 points just from your 2 running backs, and Tyler said running backs weren't important, yet he has 2 really good running backs now. Cooper Kupp, 25 as well.
Zombie sent my trade.
Lockett with a huge game. The only person that really disappointed was Kittle again, and his star flex,
mean,
who
that's-
he claims is a star
That's fine
flex.
for a
Cool.
tight end. Tight end's been ass this year.
And not for Kittle. Kittle name-wise should be doing better.
Well,
but
he's been shit the
his
last
star,
2 weeks.
his star flex that he claims is a star flex, only 6 points. Other than that, the rest of Tyler's team is looking great. Can't really say much. 5-0, 181 points, looking very strong at the moment. Matt's side 2-3. He's got some struggles. Damian Pierce though continues to look good. Mike Williams got unlucky with T. Higgins getting an injury in the beginning of the game and didn't play for most of the game, so he got 0 points from him. And his Dolphins defense got wrecked by the Jets, but
I mean, it wouldn't help.
yeah, it probably would. Yeah, nothing Matt could have done would have mattered. His Tyler's team was just too strong. But all right, moving on to the next matchup, and this one was the laugher of the week, as we had Cheese moving to 5-0 as well, 123 to a new record low of 50.1 for Zombie as he falls to 2-3 now after that
That's a
horrible
record?
week. It's the new record. Yes, the record. He beat the record by 9 points. The record was 59. Now it's 50. I don't know if
And
this
who
will
had
ever
the
get
record?
broken. Ernie, I believe. I
Yeah, it
was
was-
close one time to breaking Ernie's record, but I just squeaked by with like 60. one time.
Unlucky zombie
But,
buddy.
yeah, so now Ernie no longer has that record. It's Zombie, he gets the record of back-to-back-to-back, and now he's got a new record this year, not one that he probably wants. But Teddy Bridgewater got hurt, so he got 0. Naheem Hines, who he had to start on Thursday because he wasn't sure if Montgomery was going to play, gets hurt on the second play of the game, so that was unlucky.
Gets
And then
fucked.
really, as Jamal Williams, who he traded for, didn't have a good game. Jalen Waddle didn't have a good game, as Miami got blown out. Chase, just another average game for him. That he traded him away now. Tyler Higbee, decent game. Amon-Ra, who was injured but still played, only 5 points. So
Unlucky.
that's how you score 50, when everybody that is actually a good player gets 5, and then you have a couple people get injured and don't get you any points. First Cheese comments, 123 points for your team, pretty good.
Look, we had a
5-0.
we had a
You had a
solid
bye
week.
week this week,
We had a
basically.
solid week. I'm happy that my team, we didn't win. We still put up 120.
Yep,
Good stuff.
that is true. Yeah, probably
Um,
would have won no matter what, most likely.
I have the, Tucker. Get fucked, Zach. Kill yourself.
Fuck you, cheese.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay.
You refuse to trade me for no apparent reason.
Your team's
Um,
trash. That's the only
I'm
reason
sure
I
it's
leave.
trash. I've asked you to make counters.
Any comment on
I've
James
asked him to make
Robinson,
counters.
who you
Look,
who you painstakingly
I
was
acquired
tried
James
and tried and
Robinson
tried so hard to
for-
get, and then only gets 6 points again? 2 bad weeks in a row.
Look, I acquired James Robinson for what I think it was players. It was injured players and bench players. Okay, I
Thielen
know. Thielen is not,
and the Atlanta boys.
Buddy,
Plus.
make some trades and then maybe we can talk. But right now, you're
Any
just-
comment
Zach,
on
I've
Miles
asked you to make a
Sanders
counter.
also not doing
Look,
anything?
Look, any
As
comment
the- as
on
you don't
Najee
have the
being a
RB1?
useless fucking bum?
Okay, Najee was a bum,
And I got
but
Miles Sanders out of him. Like I'm not mad at
I
that.
mean,
No one's mad at that.
it's basically a wash at
A
that
useless
point.
It's not a
fucking
wash.
bum
He
is gonna
got
look
a-
really good
Look at
when
Miles.
that guy tears
Miles
his
Sanders-
ACL.
Miles
least-
Sanders, if it
Miles
was any other
Sanders-
team, Miles Sanders would have had 2 touchdowns on
Miles
the goal line.
Sanders
But they don't use him
has
on the
the
goal line. They use
capacity-
my boy Jalen Hurts,
Miles
RB1.
Sanders has shown that he can score over 15 points, which
But
Najee
you have
hasn't.
one guy on your team.
So, yeah, I have one guy. Yeah, Zach. I have the second best wide receiver, Mike Evans, fourth best tight end, best defense,
Wait,
second
you
best
said
defense.
Mike
Evans
Evans
is the
ain't
second best
shit.
wide receiver?
Well, Mike
You're
Evans'
saying
rank is fucked up
Diggs.
because he missed a game, but Mike Evans is probably
Why
top
did you
15 because he got suspended.
Okay, let's while we're on the talk of bad players, let's move over to
Let's look at
Zombie's
the Zach's
team.
team. Let's go back to Zach's team.
Zombie, any comments on your new record of all-time low 50 points scored in a week?
We don't care.
Everybody
Zombie-
does besides you, so.
Zombie, I've had a
uh,
trade pending with you. Decline or accept.
This 50 will be screenshotted for eternity and always
This
brought up in
is
the
a
future.
Mickey Mouse record.
Can I just say real quick that
No, fuck yourself.
I'm starting Geno Smith this week, but Zombie's fucking starting Zach Wilson.
So, okay,
Who's
we'll
on
get there when we
bot?
go to the
Oh.
preview. All right, Zombie, any comment? You guys you traded for this past week all let you down hugely. Any comments on that at all?
Whoa. I mean, it didn't matter. When you have 2 CTE players, it
Yeah.
doesn't fucking matter.
You wouldn't have
what
won if you
Okay.
put Monty into a
Okay.
quarterback anyway, so that shit's
Alright,
fucked up.
well, like I said, that record will be forever in history. I kind of feel like just for scoring 50 points, you should have to send the trophy back right now. But I'll allow you, I guess, to
Is the
keep the
trophy
trophy
in
for
one
the rest
piece,
of the
or
season.
is
Yeah,
that-
how
Zach,
is
you
the
better-
trophy? Can
Zach,
we get a
you better
trophy
start saving
update?
money for that shipping.
Can we get a trophy update? Have you been keeping it clean? In good shape, not broken?
Yeah,
Did the-
but
did
it
the
might
trophy
Have
be
you even
broken
picked
in
it
the-
up at all since you've had it, or
He broke it?
Whoa.
no? I asked him.
No,
if he
I said if I score 50 points again, it may be broken.
Oh.
Kick him,
Okay.
kick him, kick him.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need you to send that ASAP. Lowest person in the standings has to pay for that shipping ASAP. Zach, sorry. All right, moving on to the second to last match of the last week. We had Ernie versus Bill in a highly contested, fiery matchup as both teams talk some crap. Ernie, though, picks up the win 133 to 121 as it came down to a Monday
Unlucky
night
Bill.
showing, which Bill had a slim glimmer of hope on Monday night until Juju decided to drop passes and not look very good at all. Ernie, though, gets the win. 2 decent scores, though, 121 to 133. He moves to 4-1 now. Very good record for Ernie. Surprise start to the year, I would say. Bill, 1-4 after having the #1 seed last year. 1-4. I like his name that he's now changed his team to 5 wins anytime. Betting Bill, interesting. As there was a heated bet that has now since found double loopholes. First ever bet with double loopholes. But anybody have any comments on either of these two teams that they'd like to say?
I just hope this bet that they have gets resolved and all pain comes into peace, I guess. So.
Something tells me it's not going to get resolved. Something tells me that neither side is going to pay. So, since they both have loopholes to try to get the other
Just
side.
avoid
to
it.
Well,
But-
golfer, that would be your problem.
That would be not really my problem. It would be the league's problem. But yes, I have tried to calm down both parties as they have both DM'd me at one time or another. One was more crying, the other was more gloating. But it seems that the tide has turned today with some smart thinking by Bill. So we'll see how that all works out down the road when we get to that point. But moving on to the final match of the last week, we had Jack Pussy versus Hunter. And Pussy gets the win, 126 to 102. Hunter falls to 1-2. Pussy 3-2.
Oh, 1-4. 1-4.
Or sorry, yeah,
for,
1-4.
Hunter.
My bad. So Hunter
Back to
joining the
normal
1-4 club.
After the last year's shit show of Hunter
Of
somehow.
Hunter being the second seed overall. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're
he's
back to
looking
normal,
a little
everybody.
bit more like himself now, is what
Back
you're
to
saying.
normal.
Yeah, back to normal. All right. Well, Russell Wilson, rough. 9 points, looked horrible on Thursday night. Connor got banged up, only got 7. It was really Josh Jacobs that was the star of his team this week. He looked great running the ball on Monday night against the Chiefs, but it was a little too late as the Mahomes to Kelsey connection was alive and well for 4 touchdowns to give any chance of Josh Jacobs stealing a win for Hunter to bed. Breece Hall also broke out, and that was really it for your team. It was really just Kelsey, Breece Hall, and Mahomes putting up most of your points. So I don't know if that's sustainable for the rest of the season. You're going to need some other players to do something.
I've often thought about that, and
Yeah.
I'll have a comment about my lineup this week about that. It's just going to be a...
All right. Well, any comments on beating Hunter? I know you never want to lose to Hunter, so I'm sure you're happy with that.
I'm not gonna lie. When Josh Jacobs was tearing it up early,
Yes.
I was
You
getting
were
a little
worried?
bit nervous.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, you have Mahomes and Kelsey. That is always going to bail you out. So that stack proving to be a great stack this year. That thank God Zombie doesn't have. It's refreshing to see somebody else have the KC stack.
Just to let you know, I did get a DM Monday morning about that.
I'm sure you did. So. In your defense, I did tell him in the party that night on Monday night when you put in the chat not to DM me, Zombie, about Kelsey. I did tell him in the party, but he seemed to just brush that aside and still DM you on Monday morning, I guess.
Yep.
Zombie, you have no chance of getting Kelsey, so just stop. Especially from Pussy. There's no shot he's trading him.
So we will discuss this.
Okay, all right. Looking at the standings then, going into week 6, like we said, Tyler and Cheese undefeated, 5-0 each. When will one of them lose a game? Anyone want to predict who will lose the game first? Cheese or Tyler?
Whenever Cheese plays me, I guess. Yeah.
I honestly think that I might.
You think you're gonna lose a game first?
Because I need the Jacksonville needs to figure out their backfield.
Really?
It doesn't help me. Once it's figured out, it will help me.
Okay, all right.
And Tyler seems just stacked.
Then we have Ernie in third place
Tyler
all
players.
alone at 4-1. Then we have a few 3-2s. Pook, Slaps, and Pussy all 3-2, sitting pretty good. Then Zombie and Matt at 2-3. Then 3 1-4s. Myself, Bill, and Hunter. And then Zach bringing up the rear at 0-5. Zach,
Zach,
we can
I
officially.
have no good players on my team.
Zach, we can officially say that you are the best 0-5 team.
Thank you.
In the league. Congratulations. But if you see the playoff percentages, you still got a 10% chance to make the playoffs according to ESPN. So everybody still with the chance. So a long way to go in the season. If you win out, Zach, you're 9-5. And that puts you securely in the playoffs, I would expect, based on previous years. So you still are in it. No reason to give up, even though Cheese would probably want you to just throw in the towel.
Zach, I would give up.
I just want him to send me a counter offer.
Okay. All right.
Zach,
Well, if the playoffs started today, Zombie would sneak in on points as one of the 2 and 3 teams. So usually losing record by like one game makes the final spot. That's what happened last year. 6 and 7 made the final spot. So it'll be a tight race to the finish like it normally is in this league. All right. Moving on to the preview for this week.
Get fucked, Cheese.
How? I'm 5-0.
We will start with my matchup versus Hunter in a battle of 1-4s. So last week I had the battle of 0-5s, and I came out victorious. This week a battle of 1-4s that I also would like to come out victorious on. A pretty big matchup for me and Hunter. Hunter has Daniel Jones starting against Baltimore. Does he have? Wait. Doesn't he have another? Oh, he
Trevor
has
Lawrence. I don't
and he
care
has
who's
Wilson.
Trevor Lawrence.
So I mean they're playing Indy. Indy has a decent defense.
Baltimore.
We got fumbled 4 times.
Yeah, but I mean on the other side their defense looked decent. He's going with Daniel Jones against Baltimore. Jonathan Taylor, question mark, against Jacksonville. Hopefully for my sake, he's out another week. Go ahead and take your time bringing him back into no reason to rush him. James Conner against Seattle. Seattle's defense has looked horrible, but will he play? Because he's also banged up. Tyreek Hill against Minnesota. I don't understand how you go from a walking boot after the game on Sunday to now just being perfectly fine with no injury designation at all. But he's playing Minnesota. Could be a shootout. Cooper against the Patriots. Fant against Arizona. Raheem Mostert, questionable as he didn't practice today, against Minnesota. And the Packers against the Jets. On my side, we have my boy Jalen Hurts against the Cowboys in a big matchup. That's the Sunday night game, right? I believe.
Yes. Sunday Night
Jeff
Football.
Wilson against Atlanta. I like that matchup. J.K. Dobbins, who had a rough week last week, playing the Giants. Michael Pittman against Jacksonville. A.J. Brown against the Cowboys. Pat Freiermuth, if he plays, he's got a clear concussion protocol. We'll see about that. And 30-point man Gabe Davis against Kansas City in that epic matchup of Buffalo and Kansas City, and the Colts defense against Jacksonville. I have a couple decent matchups, and then I also have a couple bad matchups. Probably going to have to find a new tight end. So obviously I'm going to pick myself to win, but I think it will be close due to some of my matchups not being good. Obviously, if Taylor and Connor play, that's a big boost for Hunter. Hopefully they sit them out and I can get the win. Pussy, who's winning this matchup?
I am picking Hurts to have one win, according
Nice.
to the numbers.
So you're saying that I will now have 2 wins. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Slaps.
Yes, I'm gonna go with you.
Okay. Zombie.
I think Hunter's gonna take this one.
Okay. Zach.
Firstly, I would just like to say, how the fuck do you have 171 yards on 3 catches?
98-yard completion for a touchdown, and then like another bomb for a touchdown.
Secondly,
That's how.
I would like to say Jalen Hurts ain't gonna be on your team this week, buddy. We're gonna make it.
Oh, okay.
We are gonna make the deal.
We'll
That
see
deal,
about that.
that deal is gonna win you the game.
Oh, okay.
If you don't make the deal, you're
I-
not.
I don't see how that's gonna win me the deal when I'm gonna be getting who as my quarterback? Geno Smith.
You fixed the ranked quarterback.
Okay. All right. And cheese.
You're winning. Hunter's entire team is SCT. So
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next matchup of the week. We have 2-3 versus 3-2. Matt at 2-3 versus Pook at 3-2. Big bounce back possibility for Pook here, as he doesn't want to fall to 3-3. I bet. Matt looking to go to 3-3 right now. ESPN has it projected to be a blowout. I'm surprised Matt even put his lineup in. 104 to 130. Let's see, who does Matt have that makes him only projected 104? He's got Stafford against Carolina, Kamara against Cincinnati. Kamara looked better last week. Singletary against the Chiefs. Mike Williams, questionable to play. T. Higgins also questionable to play, so we'll see if both his wide receivers play. Gerald Everett against Denver. Adam Thielen, newly acquired last week, against Miami. And the Dolphins defense against Minnesota. On Pook's side, he's got Lamar against the Giants, Christian McCaffrey against the Rams, Aaron Jones against the Jets, Hollywood Brown against Seattle, Christian Kirk against the Colts, Mark Andrews against the Giants, Jacoby Myers against Cleveland, and the Ravens against the Giants. Obviously, I don't know if it'll be as big of a blowout as ESPN projects, but I'm going to take Pook. I think Pook's team is just stronger overall. He doesn't have as many injury concerns. So I'm going to take Pook to win pretty easily in this one. Let's see who's winning.
I am taking Pook, according to the
Okay.
numbers.
Okay. Slaps.
what is your actual opinion, Bruce?
He doesn't.
actual
He doesn't
opinion is
form his
that
own opinions. He only goes off
Okay.
his numbers.
My
Yeah.
actual opinion
He's
is-
too.
is,
He's
Pook
too
has the best team in the
dumb
league.
to be able to form his own opinion. He just gets feeded what his numbers tell him.
Yeah,
and goes
if
with
I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a blowout.
that. Okay. For Matt.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Oh, you mean
You sure?
Pook?
Do you mean to say that one?
I think Pook's gonna blow him away, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Zombie.
I think my buddy Pook is winning this.
Your buddy Pook. Okay. Zach.
two very trash teams here.
Okay.
I think ESPN is overestimating Pook's team by a huge amount.
Okay. So who
I
exactly
think-
in Pook's team would you say is making it trash?
I think Matt's team is projected the correct amount,
Okay, very, very nice liberal move there to avoid my question.
and I think Pook's team is projected 26 point. Excuse me, 26.2 points over what they're supposed to be.
Okay, so you're
A
so let me do the
26
math.
point
So you're
burp
still
to-
saying Pook's gonna win
Do the
108,
math.
108 to 104.6.
with the burp.
26.2 points.
Okay, so you're
Oh,
saying
you
a
gotta
tie.
add the burp.
So you're,
26.
so
That's
you're
right.
saying a tie.
That's why
You
I
said
the first
28
one.
before. I think you did the math wrong. I think.
It's gonna be a tie.
Okay, okay, that was a yikes. Good math there, Zach. That's why you're a ref and not a math teacher. You don't have to really count anything besides count the number of red cards or yellow cards you give somebody. Okay.
Which one's gonna be a tie?
Cheese.
Pook, easily.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next matchup, we have another pretty big one here. Can Slaps send Cheese his first loss? He took down the almighty Pook last week in a thriller. Can he take down Cheese's 5-0 start? Right now, ESPN thinks so, 124 to 114. Pook has recently acquired Kyler Murray against Seattle. Very good matchup there. Seattle's defense has been horrible. Nick Chubb against the Patriots. Joe Mixon newly acquired against the Saints. So he's got the Chubb-Mixon 1-2 running back punch. Pretty good. Curtis Samuel against Chicago, who's cooled off a little bit. DK Metcalf against Arizona should be decent as he got him back. Tyler Higbee, questionable against Carolina, who he acquired from Zombie. And MVS against Buffalo in that big matchup between Buffalo and Chiefs, and the Panthers against the Rams.
Slaps. Is that really the best defense available?
I mean, the Rams' offense has been pretty bad lately.
Yeah, but it's the
so-
Panthers. Like, they're really bad.
Eh,
They're still gonna kick your ass.
okay.
Zach, you have
So
no
obviously
wins. Shut
Zach
the fuck up.
has Devontae Adams and Carlson on a bye this week, so that hurts his team a little bit as byes start to become a thing now in week 6. On Cheese's side, we have Joe Burrow against the Saints, Miles Sanders against the Cowboys in that big matchup, James Robinson against the Colts, Diggs against Kansas City, Mike Evans against Pittsburgh, Zach Ertz against Seattle, the Lazard against the Jets, and the 49ers against Atlanta. This, I think, is going to be a very close matchup. Although I think the trade was pretty fair between Zach and Slaps, I do like the trade for this week. Although with Slaps not having Adams, I think him getting Metcalf will help him some for this week with that matchup. I think that Seattle-Arizona game could be a shootout, and he's got Murray and Metcalf in that. So I am going to take Slaps to pull the upset off and send Cheese his first loss of the year. Pussy, who's winning?
I am taking Cheese
Oh, okay.
to be 6-0.
Is that your
Okay.
opinion or is it the numbers?
It's always the
That
numbers.
is my
How many
opinion.
times-
Oh!
How many times do we have to say his opinion is the numbers? He doesn't think for himself. All right,
I
Zombie.
think for myself. I've thought for myself multiple times.
Okay, Zombie.
I think my boy Cheese is winning this.
Okay. Zach.
We already know who he's picking. Skip.
Zach.
Cheese.
Hmm?
This is gonna be the biggest blowout not only of the week,
Ooh.
but possibly the year.
Okay. And who is blowing
This-
who out?
This trade that I just did with Slaps just completely fucked over Cheese.
Oh. Okay.
So I will be taking credit in some of this. Me and Slaps are beating the fuck out of Cheese.
Okay. Okay. All right. I like what you did there. All right. Cheese. Are you gonna continue your 6-0, or do you finally lose again?
Look, if I think I lose eventually, but it won't be this week.
Not
I have
this
great
week, alright.
matchups. Great
Okay.
matchups.
All right.
No, you don't.
What do you mean? No, I don't.
I mean, Burrow against
Okay,
the Saints is kind of. I mean, depends what type of Saints
Burrow-
defense you get.
Sanders against
okay.
Dallas, and you've got James Robinson against the Colts.
Yeah, I don't really like Sanders
Burrow-
against Dallas.
Burrow will not lose me a week. He will not win me
You
a week. He will
tell
get
him.
me-
I don't
he
like.
will
I
get
don't
me
like your
18
running
points.
backs, but I like your wide receiver and.
Look,
tight
I
end
feel
matchups.
like Hurts will be forced to hand it off because of Dallas's D.
But at the same time, Slaps' two running back matchups aren't very good either, so it's kind of a wash.
Nick
That's what-
Chubb's about to absolutely destroy
New
the
England is
Patriots.
the best
The
running back
Patriots
defense.
stopped the Lions run last week. Just
You
ask.
mark my
The
words.
Lions scored
You
the
just
most points
wait.
per
You
game.
just watch. You just watch.
Look, I think it'll be a close matchup.
Okay.
I don't think
Down the
so.
wire. Okay, I'm literally muting you, Zach.
If your team is trash. It's
Okay, I can't hear him anymore. I can't hear him
What's
anymore.
Zach, you
Fucking
win.
mess.
You win,
You
Zach.
get fucking beat by the damn
Okay,
Padres
Zach.
in
All
the
right,
fourth
Zach,
round
calm
of the
down.
playoffs.
Yeah, calm down.
Look,
All
the
right.
only thing that
All
can
right,
fuck
so
me
you're winning.
is ETN could outscore J-Rob because they're still figuring out what's going on over there.
So
But
you're starting who?
but they give J-Rob the red zone looks, so hopefully that pays off.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
All right, and Slaps, you sending Cheese's first loss after
am
beating Pook last
getting-
week.
I am absolutely fucking this boy this week.
Whoa!
This
Wow.
is going
Wow.
to be a
He's used to getting fucked by guys.
blowout.
Sheesh.
Like I'm talking, this is a 30-point win.
30
You
point
tell him,
winner.
Slaps.
So basically, you're gonna be the
30.
roommate on Cheese's bed, huh?
That never
Key
happened.
her.
That
That is a
never
key her
happened.
right there.
When
You tell him,
He hurt.
Slaps.
Okay. Well, you
Blow-
talked the
job.
big talk last week, and you didn't end up destroying Pook, but you still got the win. So, okay,
That's my
I
boy.
like it. All right, and then moving on to the next one, we have Tyler versus Ernie. Another huge matchup this week. Ernie 4-1, Tyler 5-0. Will we have any undefeated teams after this week? Is the question. They could both go down. Ernie's already said this is his matchup. This is the big one for him. He wants to take down Tyler and get tied for first place, possibly if Cheese loses as well. So we'll see. Ernie has Herbert against Denver, Clyde Edwards-Helaire against Buffalo, Dalvin Cook against Miami, Justin Jefferson against Miami, Olave questionable against Cincinnati, Will Dissly against Arizona, and Ramondre turning into a star Stevenson against Cleveland. Whoever's Mike that is, can you mute yourself? Who's ever on their phone. And
Oh,
Buccaneers against Pittsburgh. On Tyler's side, we got Tom Brady against Pittsburgh, Eckler against Denver, Leonard Fournette against Pittsburgh. So both his running backs that had the huge games last week. Back in there again. Cooper Kupp against Carolina, Tyler Lockett against Arizona, Kittle against Atlanta, Randall Cobb against the Jets. Interesting flex. And the Bears defense against Washington. Oh, Tyler's star flex, Hunter Renfrow, is on a bye. Interesting. That's why he's got Cobb in there. I am going to back Ernie to actually pull off the win this week. He's been talking the game so far this week, thinking he's gonna win, and I actually think he will win. I like some of his matchups this week. I think some of his players are due to have big games. On Tyler's side, he just had 181 points last week, so I'm guessing some of his players will regress a little this week. If they don't, then he'll win, obviously, but I think they will, so I'm going to take Ernie in the upset. Pussy, who's winning?
There will still be two undefeated teams
Ooh,
after this week.
okay.
I will be
Alright.
taking Tyler.
Really? All right, so according to you, both undefeated teams will stay undefeated. All right. Slaps.
I feel like Ernie could pull off a win here, actually.
Okay. All right. Zombie.
I'm going with Tyler.
Wow. Okay, to stay undefeated. Zach. This used to be a
My-
battle of boys, but it's
My
not so
good
much anymore.
friend is winning this one.
Okay, and who's that?
My non-scamming good friend.
So Tyler. Would you like
Kyle.
to confirm that, or
It's Kyle, not Tyler.
are you gonna leave
Oh.
us in suspense, or are you gonna tell
you
us?
think both of them are scammers for some reason?
Well, at one point we almost thought they both were, but
My
one proved
good
not to be.
non-scamming
Well, Acuna
friend
Jr.'s
is
got
going
CTE'd.
undefeated.
Nice.
Wow,
this year.
undefeated. All right.
All the way. Oh wait, hold on. Foreshadowing. 2007.
Okay, so all the way to a championship, or
2007 Patriots.
okay.
Foreshadowing.
All right. Cheese.
Tyler has some great matchups. You know, the Bucks are gonna rape the Steelers.
Okay. All right.
Cooper Kupp will rape Carolina and their terrible defense. So I think Tyler continues the streak.
Wow. Okay.
Although Ernie has a solid team. It'll be close.
Okay. All right. All right. Moving on to the next matchup of the week. Well, the Zombie looking for a bounce back after the record-setting 50-point performance last week. We'll see if he can score more this week than that. And against Pussy 3-2, so a 2-3 versus 3-2, another big matchup for the standings. Right now, ESPN projects Pussy to win 117-104, so pretty handedly. Pussy has Mahomes against Buffalo, Kareem Hunt against New England. The star in the making, Breece Hall, after his huge game last week against Green Bay. Deontay Johnson, questionable against Tampa. Tough defense there. Drake London against the 49ers. Travis Kelce against Buffalo. That could be a shootout, and I'm sure Mahomes and Kelce will be connecting a lot in that game. And the possibly new RB1 for Seattle after Rashad Penny broken glass, breaks his self for the rest of the year. Kenneth Walker, their draft pick out of Michigan State, in there against Arizona. Juicy matchup as well. And the Rams against Carolina. On Zombie's side, he has Zach Wilson. So last week he went with Teddy Two Gloves, and that didn't work. So Zombie decides, hey, let's go with Zach Wilson against the Packers. I don't know about that. David Montgomery against Washington. So no question now if Monty's going to be in there. He's now back and looking healthy. The newly acquired Brian Robinson, I got shot. Looked bad, as we said last week. He got how many points? Since I didn't even know he played last week.
6, I think.
Oh, 2.2 points last week.
Oh, never mind.
No wonder I didn't think he played. He basically
He had
put up
9
no
carries,
points.
No, he had 9 carries for 22 yards.
9 carries for 22 yards. Yeah, well, in fantasy, that don't equate to any
Look,
more
he
than
might be
2.2.
good, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah, well, Zombie was hoping he's good this week for him.
It's
Jalen Waddle against Minnesota. CeeDee Lamb newly acquired against Philly in that big game. And Njoku against the Patriots. And Isaiah McKenzie in there against Kansas City for that, what should be a shootout possibly. And the Chargers against my dreadful Broncos offense. Pretty good matchup there. I obviously am going to take Pussy in this one. I think it will be a pretty 30 point victory, pretty standard. I like some of his players, obviously. Breece Hall, his Kansas City boys in that shootout. I like Kenneth Walker a lot this week as well. So I think Jack gets a pretty easy one. On Zombie side, I don't know about the quarterback, and he has some other question marks at some other positions that I'm not sure about. Zombie's team kind of in flux right now as we wait to see if some of these players that Zombie's banking on pans out to turn out good. But I think Pussy moves 2-4-2. Slaps, who's winning? Hello?
I'm just trying to think. Sorry, come back to me.
Okay. Zach?
Come back to me as well.
Jesus.
Tell you
can we
what,
just pick?
no, I
Can we
will
just
answer,
pick,
I will
please?
answer, I will answer. I reckon Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are going off again. I think Puka win.
Okay. Alright. Cheese.
Pusa Zombie trade away all of his good players for literally no reason.
Yeah, he's got is Amara on a bye this week? Is that
Like,
why?
look at his team like week 2.
Yeah, he's got Amara, his Detroit boys on a bye, so it hurts. It's pretty good. All right.
Actually, look at his team week 1. Look at
Shut
his
up,
week
T.
1
Shut
team.
up.
You can go back and do that. I'm not doing
It's ridiculously stacked.
that. Okay. Zach, have you made a conclusion off of what Cheese just picked? Or are you going to take the opposite? Or
I am. Cheese really has no idea what you're talking about.
okay.
Sorry, Pusa buddy, but Cheese just cursed you.
Oh, okay. So Zombie's going. All right, Zombie. Cheese talking quite a bit of good crap about your team. Any comments to that, as well as if you're going to get the win this week against Pussy?
I'm gonna destroy Jack Pusa.
Oh, okay.
The MILF lover is gonna leave me in glory.
That ain't fake, right?
He's gonna,
He doesn't get bonus points for liking MILFs, unfortunately.
Pusa's gonna be crying like he was at the Cards game after this.
Ooh, nice shot there.
All right,
And
everyone
any
check.
comment to Cheese saying you've traded away all your good players?
Well, look at the chat. I posted his screenshot of his team week 1. Look for yourself.
We don't care.
Okay, so Hurts, Eckler, Pierce. Ooh, yeah. Besides Keenan Allen, yeah, that's a pretty good team right there. Starting lineup. Zombie, any comments to that?
You still have 0 good players.
5-0, kill yourself.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it to everybody who says I have no players because no one respects me. So you can die.
I think everyone's waiting for your downfall to happen just like last year. Although, we'll see if it happens. Okay, and Pussy, you gonna get this win this week, or are you gonna end up like your Cardinals crying all their way home to a loss? Like Albert
That
Pujols.
could happen, but I hope not. But if you would ask me at the draft that
Yes.
at week 6 that I would have a New York Jets and a Seattle Seahawk leading my rushing attack, I would call you an idiot.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
I
So
hope I
basically
win
what
this
you're
week. I
saying
think
is your
they're-
numbers aren't good enough to tell you that ahead of time, that these are the two guys that you should have.
I'm rolling with the numbers.
Oh.
I'm rolling with the numbers, and I believe in Kenneth Walker, and I believe in Brees Hall.
Okay.
So.
All right.
I
That's
think I'm
fair.
winning by 30 this week.
By 30. Wow. Okay. All right.
Zombie, according to the numbers,
Does
is
anybody
ranked
think Zombie will
last
score
this
less
week.
than 50 points this week?
That's hard
And
to
break
do.
his own record in back-to-back weeks. That would be pretty good. Anybody? No? Okay. All right. And then the final matchup of the week. This is another big one for not because it's at the top of the standings, but because it's near the bottom. 5 wins anytime betting Bill at 1-4 versus 0-5. Team still chasing a dub. Right now, Bill projected to win by 4 points, 115 to 111. Bill has Josh Allen against Kansas City in that huge game. Barkley against Baltimore should be decent as well. Jaylen Warren against Tampa Bay's rush defense. So I'm guessing he's assuming Warren's going to be in there to catch passes. I'm guessing. Interesting play there. I don't know about that. Cortland Sutton against the Chargers. Chris Godwin against Pittsburgh. Evan Ingram against the Colts. And Alec Pierce. So after 1 week of getting all those targets when Denver was locking up Pittman, after getting all those targets, Bills starting Alec Pierce. Interesting. And the
Please
Bengals
refresh my lineup.
against the Saints. Oh, refresh? Okay, let's refresh. Let's see. Okay, you're projected to lose by even more now, so 115 to 110. All right, interesting. On Zach's side, he has Geno Smith against Arizona, Ezekiel Elliott against Philly, Melvin newly acquired Bumble Gordon against the Chargers on Monday night, Debo average D against Atlanta. Good matchup, so we'll see if he becomes above average this week. Newly back acquired Jamar Chase, back in the team of still chasing a dub.
Welcome back.
Against the Saints. Goddard against Dallas. And Michael Thomas if he plays against Cincinnati. And the Commanders' defense against the Bears on that lovely Thursday night matchup this week. What a
Love to
great
see it.
Thursday night game. I will be tuned in on the edge of my seat for that great Thursday night game between two great teams. This might be the only week, Zach, that your Commanders' defense might be an actually good play for you. Because all the other weeks it's been horrible. Let's see. I would love to pick Zach to get his first win just to get him off the schneid. But
Wow, go.
I think you and me need to make our trade still for you to. I'm gonna pull you, Zach. If you and me make a trade before this week, then you will win this week. If we don't make a trade, you're gonna lose and you're gonna move to 0-6.
Right.
So I'm gonna bank on us making a trade and great negotiations. So I'm gonna say you're gonna win based off of that. Pussy, who's winning?
Zach, I know we have a bet, but I really wish that you would have a couple wins to make this, season a little bit more exciting for everybody. Because when you have a good team, I'm just gonna put it out there. It's a lot more fun.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, the thing was, he didn't have a good team the first 4 weeks, and he was still acting like he did. So I'm pretty sure he'll just keep acting. Like
I like
best
it when
0-5
Zach has
team.
a good team because
okay.
it just.
So
Are
are you
you saying
saying
it
this team
immense
is
and-
good? Are you saying he has a good team?
No, I'm
No.
not saying that, but
Okay.
What are
I'm
you
hoping
saying?
that can't guard Mike can lead him to the promised land. So,
The
Okay.
boys are back. Can't guard Mike and Jamar Chase.
Okay.
so I will pick the 6'3" guy from Maryland that refs soccer games. Team
Okay.
Chasing W.
Wow. Still chasing a W. Slaps.
We're gonna go with the Slaps and Zach combo.
Ooh.
Hey,
Okay. So you're saying you made such a great trade that it's gonna bring you both a victory this week.
Hell
It
yeah.
certainly
We
is.
Okay,
just helped
well.
each other out.
Certainly is.
Alright.
Whoever was calling for collusion may actually have had a good shout there.
Okay. Zombie.
I'm gonna go with my boy Bill.
Ooh.
Wow, he's not your
Bill.
boy.
Wow.
He's not your
Okay.
boy.
Wow, you weren't defending him against Ernie in that AIDS.
What was that
That-
show with
he's
Bill?
definitely not
with
Ernie's
Bill
boy.
on Nickelodeon. Anytime I hear Bill, I think of that.
Alright, Cheese, who's winning?
We know who I'm picking.
Bill?
Jeez, we know what
Your
I'm
boy
talking about.
Bill?
Black
Is
Bill
he-
on
Yeah,
Nickelodeon.
we're taking your
Zach
boy
will
Bill.
literally win 0 games this year.
Is
Oh.
it My Name's Bill or something
Bet?
on Nickelodeon?
No, I don't
Whoa,
want
whoa,
to
be
bet.
careful on
Jeez,
bets.
you wanna bet
Be
rest of the
careful
season?
on
I'm not
bets.
betting. I'm
Yeah,
not betting.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not
wait.
betting.
Rest
Shut up.
of the season in this league.
I'm not
Yeah,
betting
Actually
anything.
specify.
2022.
Yeah.
I am not betting anything.
Yeah, because you're a pussy ass
Jeez.
bitch.
Well, Cheese
You have no
fucked
wins.
over Zach on the buyout a couple weeks ago with me, so.
Ooh, that is true. You should have just did the buyout because. Wait, have you sent that money by the way? We never got an update.
Me?
The last we heard, Zach was still awaiting payment.
No, I sent the screenshot of me sending him
Oh,
the money.
oh, okay.
Zach
Zach,
has his
did
money.
you
I'm not a
receive that money?
scammer.
I don't think Zach received that money.
I have PayPal receipts. He did receive that
Just
money.
messing with
I
him.
didn't get any money.
Okay. Okay. All right, Zach, are you getting your first dub of the season this week?
I am. Jamar's
Oh,
gonna have
okay.
a 40-pointer, and Mike's gonna have a 35-pointer.
Ooh.
Unfortunate for my boy Bill, he's gonna have to really struggle for that fifth win, and then just
And,
stop.
you know, Zeke and Melvin Gordon will combine for 3 points.
He needs to get 2 wins before he can get 5 wins. So.
Hey,
Maybe
the
I can help him out.
Yeah.
animosity between Cheese and Zach it's just got to stop.
I didn't do anything to him. I just want to trade. He doesn't send me counters. I don't know what he wants.
Buddy, your team is trash. I don't
Okay,
wanna trade
see,
with
see,
you.
Pusa.
Hey,
see,
Zach.
That's
Pusa.
it.
Zach, I will trade with you anytime you want.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
team is
Zach as
actually
well.
not.
I will
halfway
trade with
bad, so
anyone
I
at
would
any
be
point that they
Me
want.
too. Anyone,
No, okay.
anyone.
Slaps, what's the mixing price?
Until you
We'll
want
play each
AJ
other.
Brown
We'll talk
for
next
a
week.
bunch of.
Makes him present that high.
What is it though?
Okay, alright, before we
We
go
can
to
discuss
trading
after.
missions, we'll discuss
Mhm.
after. Alright, so good luck to everyone. Make sure you keep an eye on your lineups. As Thursday night game is Washington versus the Bears. I'm not sure anyone has a ton of players in that, but a few.
Zombie has Monty.
Yeah, a few.
What a game.
And
What a
Samuel.
game. That will be a
Thanks,
great game.
Bezos.
Hopefully my boy Justin Fields can get the dub.